Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of FFGLive. My name's Evan. I'm joined here by Matt Newman.
Hi, everyone.
What do you do here? Why are you here?
Why, indeed. I'm a senior card game developer for Fantasy Flight Games, and I'm the lead developer for Arkham Horror, the card game.
Arkham Horror, the card game. It's so good. So today we're talking, we're going to show off some new cards from Dream Eaters, which is the start of that next cycle, the deluxe expansion. So we have a new investigator to show off, his signature cards, maybe another couple cards, and we're going to basically talk through deck building. So we're going to build a deck for this investigator in particular. And I'll be asking.
Probably won't be very good.
Yeah, well, you know.
We'll do our best.
We'll make the best deck we can.
Yes.
I'll be asking, a lot of general questions, like about ratios and cost curves and all that kind of stuff that kind of goes into a deck building. If you guys have questions, throw them in the comments on Twitch or YouTube, and I'll shout those out to Matt. They don't have to be about deck building. They should be about Arkham Horror, the card game.
Preferably,
But if it's a good question,
you never know.
Who knows? So let's get started. Let's show the people what they want to see.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah. All right, let's put this guy in our little holder here. All right, so this is.
Oh, my shot. I gotta fix my shot.
Oh no. Fixing the shot. Well, I'll start reading it as you fix the shot.
Sure.
So this is Tony Morgan. He is the bounty hunter. He's a rogue. His stats up at the top: 2 willpower, 3 intellect, 5 combat, 2 agility. He is a criminal and a hunter. He says you may take an additional action during your turn, which can only be used to engage or fight an enemy with 1 or more bounties on it. But how could a bounty get on?
Bounties?
What is this? His Elder Sign effect is +2, place 1 bounty on bounty contracts. Okay, that doesn't put it on a monster.
No.
That's not helping me.
Right.
You'll
notice there's multiple cards over here.
Snap.
There's actually 4 other cards here.
All right.
We'll go through them one by one.
All right.
So it's impossible to really talk about Tony Morgan without talking about his.
Tony just showed up on the stream.
Yes.
Give people 1 second to look
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Here he is.
Here's Tony Morgan.
He's got 9 health,
in
5
all of
sanity.
his glory. He's a really cool character.
We'll flip him over in a second.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm digging
Let's flip him over last. Let's talk about these first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good call.
I want people to wonder about this shenanigans going on right now.
Yeah. I'm digging that long Colt he has.
Right.
That's pretty sweet.
He's got multiple Colts. He's got another one right there.
Oh snap! There's 2.
Yeah.
There's 2. All right.
So
We'll set him
Shall we
aside.
move on?
We'll show the back in a second.
All right. So next card is his Bounty Contracts, which is a permanent signature card.
Yeah.
So it's got the permanent keyword, of course, no cost because it's permanent. Tony Morgan deck only uses 6 bounties. So when it enters play, at the start of the game, basically, you're going to have 6 bounties on it. After an enemy enters play, you can move 1 to 3 bounties from bounty contracts to that enemy to a maximum of that enemy's health.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then forced, after you defeat an enemy with 1 or more bounties on it, you move those bounties to your resource pool as resources.
Got it.
So, enemy enters play, put a hit on it, kill it.
Yep.
You're better at killing it, and you get the money.
Yeah.
You get paid.
So you're turning those bounties into money. So you can get more bounties on this with his Elder Sign effect.
Yes.
I assume that there might be another way to get bounties on this card, perhaps.
Maybe.
Well,
but most importantly, you're limited. So you gotta spend your bounties wisely.
Right.
If a big enemy pops up, you could put 3 bounties on it and get a lot of money that way.
Yeah.
Or you could kind of spread your bounties up amongst multiple weaker enemies and that way take care of them faster.
Right. Put it on some
action.
weak guys, for a lesser effect.
All right. Shall we take a look at his actual signature card?
Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay. It's 2 guns.
Double guns.
Because
right.
again, he's got 2 guns.
He does have 2.
So let's put that in here. But there's another one.
Yeah. There are 2.
All right. Want to read this one?
Yeah, I'll get this one. So this is Tony's 38 Long Colt, one of them at least. So 3 cost asset. It's got the combat, intellect, and wild skill icons up there. Item, weapon, firearm. Tony Morgan deck only uses 3 ammo. I'm just going to read it off of this card actually, so I don't have to train my head.
Twist your neck.
Reaction. After you play it, you may play another Tony's 38 Long Colt from your hand at no cost. So you can just whip them both out.
Yep.
Pull them. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Action, spend an ammo, fight. You get +1 combat for each bounty on the attacked enemy. This attack deals +1 damage. If this attack defeats an enemy with 1 or more bounties on it, place a bounty on bounty contracts.
Yeah.
So there it is. So you use your guns specifically to take down
Right.
these guys, and you can get more bounties on bounty contracts.
And it's stronger if you
Yeah.
have multiple bounties on them, but otherwise it's a pretty standard weapon.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of limited in ammo, but if you get both of them out, then you got 6 ammo.
Yeah, it's interesting that it has that kind of, a little bit of like push your luck element, and that like, do I want to wait to
Right.
play this
Yes.
until I get the second one, so I get that added benefit. It's almost a little bit like the tarot cards in Circle and Done, where you really want them in your opening hand.
You'll actually see that actually is sort of a rogue theme throughout this cycle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of that,
Push your
do I
luck.
hold off now?
Do I hold off, or do I
Yeah.
play it now, or do I wait? Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, well, I imagine he has some weakness. It can't all be good.
No weaknesses.
Oh, wow, that's
No, I'm just
perfect.
kidding. Of course not. It's his quarry.
All right, you want to take that one?
Sure. So Tony's Quarry is a 4-fight, 3 health, 1 evade enemy, humanoid monster, deep 1. It spawns at the location farthest from Tony Morgan. It's aloof. And forced after Tony's Quarry enters play, you place a doom on it, and then you also place a resource on it as a bounty. Not from your bounty contracts, though, just from the resource pool. So it's an enemy that you want to hunt down for 2 reasons. 1, because it's got doom on it, and 2, because it's got a bounty on it, so you'll get the resource afterwards if you kill it.
Yeah.
But it's going to spawn really far away from you, and it's aloof. So
Yeah. So you have to chase it down. Looks like a little, like a deep one or something, hiding under the docks.
he's eating something that I'm very sad about.
Probably shouldn't be
Yes,
eaten.
it's not good.
It's so Tony's combat can get pretty insane since he has 5 natively and can get up to 8 with his gun.
Yeah, he's
plus
only
any other
the,
bonuses.
I believe the second investigator in the game with 5 combat, so he's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there with the soldier, Mark Harrigan.
Yeah.
But his deck building might tweak things around a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, let's show kind of the back of Tony's card here
Sure.
and what waits for players there. So deck size 30, standard.
Slightly towards you, Evan. Thank you.
There we go.
So standard for most investigators have that 30 size deck. At deck creation, choose Guardian, Seeker, or Survivor. Say what? So then his deck building options: rogue cards, level 0 to 5, neutral cards 0 to 5, up to 10, level 0 to 1, events and or skills from your chosen secondary class. And then of course he gets his signature cards. They don't count towards the size.
Yep.
So basically he's rogue main, and then you just pick
You pick
one of these other
of
3
these other
factions.
ones, yeah. But
and-
you're limited to only events and skills.
Right, no assets.
No assets, and only up to 10.
Yeah, interesting. So what kind of went into the design of this investigator specifically, from like a flavor sense and also from like a mechanical sense?
So it's kind of it kind of stemmed mostly from his versatile skill set, I think, as a character narratively. He's got a lot of different talents, and I wanted to represent that in the game, but I obviously didn't want it to be, he's not Lola, right? He can't just do everything.
Right.
So I wanted to sort of represent that in his deck building and not in his stats, because he's primarily a combat character, but he's got other tricks up his sleeve. And when I thought tricks up my sleeve, I was like, okay, that's perfect. It'll be events and skills. And that way you're limited to the rogue pool of assets, which is like the primary portion of your deck usually.
Yep.
And that also has the interesting side effect of meaning that he's limited to rogue weapons, which as a combat character is very interesting, because typically when you want weapons, you go straight for blue, right? So that makes him a very different combat-focused character than most combat-focused characters.
So if we were to take it, so just kind of off the top of my head then, if we're the different 3 options that we have here with Guardian and Survivor and Seeker would allow us then to kind of specialize Tony in some very different ways.
Yeah,
so like if we wanted to lean even more heavily into combat, we could obviously go Guardian, right? Get like some dynamite or something.
Combat. So if you go lean into Guardian, you can get combat. You can get cards that make him more of a monster hunter. So like on the hunt, cards that make you want to go get monsters. If you lean into Survivor, it'll just make him more survivable, really, or more durable. And if you lean into Seeker, it'll actually give him some pretty decent clue gathering capabilities, which makes sense for a bounty hunter to have as well.
Yeah, some people in the chat mentioning, that like if you go Survivor, then you can take a lot of their like 1 XP like exile stuff.
Yes,
that's really good.
You can take a lot of 1 XP exile stuff, which is great. You can grab some pretty simple soaking, horror and damage soaking card, which is really good for him because he's only got 5 horror. So taking a teddy bear
Yeah.
Gotta.
Well, isn't the Teddy Bear an asset? Or...
Oh, you're right. It's not an
Yeah.
asset.
No, Mr.
I lied.
Mr. Potterson or
on
whatever.
stream. You can't edit it. Oh well.
Yep.
But
The whole world
there's still a lot
knows.
of other cards that you can take in Survivor that'll help you
Yep.
stay alive and help you basically not die. So.
Awesome. Well, let's build this deck.
Yeah, let's
so,
do it.
all right. So we got Tony.
Right.
We got his signature cards, and we got a whole bunch of rogue cards here.
Yes.
And a whole bunch of neutral cards.
Yes.
So step one is then choosing our specialty, our secondary class.
Yeah. Do we want to let the stream decide?
That's a good idea. Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Vote Seeker, Survivor, or Guardian. Seeker, Survivor, or Guardian.
Right. Or neither. We'll just do full rogue.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, that seems like
probably not
unnecessarily hindering.
Yeah, exactly. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for
3
them,
Survivor, 1 Seeker.
3 Survivor, 1 Seeker.
3 Seeker,
3
3
Seeker.
Survivor.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
Wow, no one wants
what?
blue.
There's a good message. No one's voting for Guardian.
Survivor,
Jeremy would be
4
so
Seeker.
sad.
Yeah.
1 Rogue.
1 rogue.
Oh, there's a Guardian.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, a couple of Guardians.
Seeker.
Some more.
I'm seeing Seeker and Survivor.
Okay.
Seeker, Survivor.
Lots of Seeker, lots of Survivor.
Do you want to decide between Seeker and Survivor?
Guardian's starting to show up.
Some more coming for you. Oh man, I'm gonna say Survivor because that is my
Okay.
personal favorite class.
Let's do it. Let's do Survivor.
So
I'll put all these yellow and blue cards away.
Yep.
Yep.
Put them in that box. Return to Path
Yeah.
to Carcosa. What?
Oh, what? Yeah,
What is
I don't
that?
know. That's crazy.
That's not
I don't
out
know why
yet.
I brought this out here.
Oh.
This isn't what this product is. All right. Cool. So
Okay.
let's start off with the basics,
Yeah.
right?
What
So-
are the basics? Tell me as if I know nothing.
Sure.
Where do you start building an Arkham LCG deck?
So typically when I start building a deck, and there's multiple ways to build a deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the way I do it is probably not even the best way by any means. But I usually start with the fundamentals of what that character's trying to do.
Yeah.
So with Tony, we need combat, right? We need the ability to fight monsters. That's his primary
Yeah.
goal. So
Here, I'll grab these Survivor
why don't
cards
you grab
over
the
here.
Survivor cards?
Yep.
So we'll probably start off with some basic weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and keeping in mind our slot limitations, we probably don't want to put in too many weapons.
Right. Of course.
But we've got, right off the bat, we've got the 31 Derringer, which I'm a pretty big fan of.
Yep. I'm just gonna pull these 2 copies of Lucky right off the bat.
Yep.
because
That's
probably
that's
the
good.
best card.
We could put in the Switchblade, which
Yeah.
with his 5 combat, he's pretty reliably going to be able to hit that succeed
Mm-hmm.
by 2 or more. And then we've also got the Knuckle Duster, which I like a lot for Tony, because again, the attack to enemy
Yep.
gaining retaliate, if you're going to hit, not a problem.
Exactly.
So 2 damage every time with that one. And then of course there's also the Colt Vest Pocket. And again, we're not putting all of these in, that would be crazy. He's also got his 2 guns, so we'd probably only need maybe 4 more after these 2, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yep.
So
Yeah, how do you typically choose the number of assets that you want in a deck? Is there kind of a number that you shoot for on average?
it kind of depends on the character.
Yeah.
Like some characters can run really light on assets, and some characters run heavier. For a character like Tony, I'd say somewhere between 10 and 15 assets is probably decent.
Sure.
Maybe a little bit
about
more.
half your deck.
Yeah, about half your deck. Yeah. But again, some characters it's going to be more or less. So.
Sure, certainly.
So, I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of the Knuckle Duster and the Derringer.
Yeah, I like both of those cards a lot.
I'm
Those
kinda
cards
leaning towards that.
Those are good cards.
So you got your up and close weapon and then your ranged weapon.
Yep.
And then more guns.
and
Just
then,
guns for
and then
days.
more guns.
Yeah. So let's put these ones back. And then looking at his other slots, he should probably take an ally or 2. Right off the bat, we've got Leo DeLuca, of course.
Great ally.
The Louisiana Lion.
Yep.
He's got the money to pay for it. So
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
Yeah, with those bounties. So then, typically, so talking about cost curve and stuff of
Yeah.
the deck, right? What's kind of a typical range? And then I imagine Tony probably skews a bit higher
Yeah.
because
Or
his
just
ability
rogues in
just gives him
general.
more resources. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the character that you're playing. Some characters can run really expensive, like Jenny, Tony, Preston, obviously,
yeah.
is all about that.
Yep,
Whereas some characters you want to run really light. A lot of survivors run that way. A lot of event-focused characters can run really light on resources because events tend to be a little cheaper than assets.
Yeah.
But typically, you just want to make sure that not all of your cards share like the same number of resources, so that you always have like something that you can play. So what's nice about like the weapons we've already picked, we've got a 3 cost, a 3 cost, and a 2 cost.
Right.
We could maybe even change that more if we wanted to by throwing in a really expensive weapon, like for example, the 45 Thompson.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that takes up both hand slots. So I would say for Tony, maybe not,
I would say so.
because that way you can play
You
his
want his Colt.
his individual guns.
Yep.
Or maybe I would swap both Derringers out for a 45 Thompson. I could see that.
Yeah, I still like the flexibility, I think.
You want
that
the
comes from
Derringers?
the single-handed.
Let's
yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yep.
But the important thing is that you're not doing like all 1 cost cards or all 5 cost cards or that sort of thing, because you want to have that dynamic range of both cost and power, like all throughout your deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we've got his hands covered.
Let's see, I'm thinking some Not Without a Fight is probably a good option here.
Oh, sure. He's definitely gonna be engaged with enemies
Yep.
a decent amount of time.
Absolutely.
So for ally, do we want to just go with the Leo DeLuca, or do we want to do? We've got Joey the Rat Vigil.
Yeah.
He can help put out items.
Put your cards in the holder.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, the one we're talking about.
So we could use Joey. He's got the resources to help pay for Joey's ability. So we could basically be playing these items at fast speed.
Right.
Essentially, if we're using Joey, so that could be kind of useful. I'm gonna skip Dario. Yeah, so I think those are like our 2 main options.
Yeah.
You could put in
Show me
both.
the other one.
The other option is Leo DeLuca.
Yes.
So we either pick one or we put maybe one of each.
Yeah. I'm a Leo guy myself. That's kind of how I like to roll.
Let's do it.
I like more actions.
But let's put in the alt art Leo.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Our official alt art. Looking fine there.
Yeah.
The Louisiana Lion.
2 copies or 1?
Let's go 2.
Okay, 2 copies. And when I build my decks, I very often go over the deck limit and then sort of cut cards to get back down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm thinking off the top of my head,
Actually,
actually. Oops, to reach across some neutral cards that we're going to want in here.
yeah, just start taking out cards that are good. So then accessory slot, we could put in an accessory. We've got the decorated skull, we've got the lucky cigarette case, or we've got a brand new option.
Oh, snap.
Do we show the brand new option?
Let's show that brand new option.
Okay,
Let's see.
let's show off the Crystallizer of Dreams.
Say what? So this is
With-
in the Dream Eaters box.
Yes, this is in the Dream Eaters Deluxe box. You
Yep.
want to read what it does?
Yeah. So as and it's
That's what it's written that way.
yes, the madness. It's already coming. As an additional cost to put this card into play, you must search your bonded cards for 1 copy of Guardian of the Crystallizer and shuffle it into your deck.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I don't understand what any of this means,
Right.
but we'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
Reaction: after you play an event, attach it face down to Crystallizer of Dreams instead of discarding it to a maximum of 5 attached events. Attached events may be committed to skill tests as if they were in your hand. So you play a card, an event, and that just goes right under this, and you can use it for
And then you
skill
can
icons
commit it.
later.
Yep.
That sounds great.
You're getting double use out of
This
pretty
sounds
much
like
all your events.
an
Yeah.
amazing card for only 1 resource.
I know,
It
right?
seems like there might be a drawback.
Yeah, well,
What does
yeah.
this mean, your bonded cards?
So your bonded cards, that's a concept that's introduced at the very tail end of the Circle Undone, almost as a preview, really, for what's to come.
Yeah.
So whenever you have a card in your deck that summons bonded cards, you're kind of going to start with those bonded cards set aside in a little pile.
Yep.
It's just your bonded cards.
Yep, you've got them off to the side.
Exactly. And other cards can then summon those cards, put them into the game, and then at the end of the game, they're out of your deck again.
Perfect. So
so-
this guy summons the Guardian of the Crystallizer.
Indeed.
Sounds good. Oh, he doesn't look good.
Do you want to throw that up there?
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, he looks amazing.
Here, I'll read this one.
Yeah, you read this one.
Yeah.
What's this guy, this beastie that's coming after you?
The Guardian of the Crystallizer is a monster enemy weakness with 3 fight, 3 health, and 3 evade. It's bonded to the Crystallizer of Dreams, of course. It's a hunter.
Yep.
Its prey is an investigator with a Crystallizer of Dreams only.
So it's
it
only
doesn't
coming
care
after
about anyone else. It only cares about you.
Yep.
Guardian of the Crystallizer enters play exhausted. So that's nice. Forced. If there is no Crystallizer of Dreams in play, set the Guardian of the Crystallizer aside out of play.
So if you ditch that asset in some way from a weakness
He'll
or
go
whatever else, yeah, he
Yep.
leaves.
He
Leaves you
only
alone.
cares about you, or I guess they only care
Yeah.
about you, if you have the Crystallizer in play. So the good thing, luckily, is that we're Tony.
Yeah.
So a weakness enemy is not that bad.
Exactly.
deal
In
with
some
it.
ways, it's good.
Yeah, we can get a bounty off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe it's not that bad at all, which for Tony is good. But maybe if you were running this in a character who's less ideal, less suited at defeating enemies, it might be a little tricky. But you do get the sort of free turn immediately after it comes into play because it comes into play exhausted.
Yep.
So you can just leave if you want and just have it chase you for the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what this means is maybe if we're going to run the Crystallizer of Dreams, we'll say 2 copies.
Yep.
We're going to want to run a little bit more event heavy than normal because
Right.
we're going to get double use out of all of those events,
Interesting.
which is really good.
So if you can have 2 Crystallizer of Dreams, right? Because it's not unique. Each one is going to pull one of these monsters.
It does
into
take
your
up your
deck.
accessory slot, but
Oh, I see.
hypothetically, if you had the Relic
Had
Hunter
the,
permanent,
exactly.
you could actually have
double
both of them in
Yep,
play.
yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. But also, like, if you play one and then it leaves play for whatever reason, you could play a new one and then get a second Guardian in your deck.
For sure. Interesting. That's very
Yeah.
cool. All right. Let's see some other options. I think a smoking pipe or 2 might be useful given our low sanity.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Or I would say either the smoking pipe
Yep.
or liquid courage to heal
Oh,
horror.
yeah.
But his willpower is not amazing.
Yeah.
So
Here's liquid courage to compare.
yeah. His intellect isn't really high enough to take advantage of burglary, and pickpocketing's right out. But we could put in hard knocks to help him fight and evade.
Yeah, hard
Might
knocks
be
be
good
good.
to just throw a couple of those in there.
I'm actually looking at some Tennessee sour mash as
Ooh,
well.
that might actually be just as good as either of these for avoiding horror.
Right.
Because a lot of horror treacheries.
Yeah, comes
are
from that
willpower
treachery.
tests.
Tony's willpower is an amazing
Yeah.
at its base. And then,
And then
you can throw it to fight.
Exactly. Yeah,
Which would
I like that a lot.
Buff him up to 8 combat.
I would definitely say put at least one of those in, possibly both.
Yeah, we'll put both of them over here. We'll put a lot of cards in and then
Yeah,
we'll probably
we'll
cut back.
down. Yeah, I think that's it for. If we're gonna throw in these, I think that's it for rogue assets.
You have so many knives. Oh my gosh, how many? There's they just keep going.
I have a few core sets.
This is all of the knives that Matt has. All of them.
Knives
There's
up.
probably at least 30 to 40.
So let's start throwing in some events.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm going to keep looking in here for that.
Now, Tony's not usually the kind of person who wants to run away from trouble, but one elusive would probably be a good idea, just in case.
I'm a huge fan of one elusive.
Okay, one elusive for sure.
Yep.
Backstab, nope. He's not too sneaky. We could throw in a contraband to help boost the ammo count on these these weapons, but their ammo count kind of starts a little low, so maybe not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if we were running Guardian, we could take extra ammo.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's fine. It's fine.
if only. All right. So here's an interesting question for you.
Yeah.
All right. So emergency cash, a card. I would say so good, 2x in every deck.
Right.
Is this a deck where we could potentially break from that with Tony's, ability to gain additional resources, or is it still just so good it should go 2x in every deck?
I think you could break from it, especially with rogues having new ways of getting resources, such as investments. If we wanted to run that instead of emergency cash, we could. The other reason why I would consider maybe not including it is it doesn't have any icons.
Yeah.
So it doesn't synergize with the Guardian or the Crystallizer.
The
of Dreams.
Crystallizer, yeah.
Yeah. So let's not do it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like breaking
Let's
the
throw in
tradition.
some other stuff instead.
There are some suggestions here in the
Sure.
chat. Some
Yeah.
people throwing out Act of Desperation. I love that.
Oh,
We should
yes.
definitely grab that.
I want to
card.
throw
That's in here
revolvers
somewhere.
at people. That's definitely going in.
Yeah. Yep.
We could also put in Sleight of Hand to
Yep.
slip a gun out.
I like
Then we
Sleight
can
of
have our
Hand.
cake and eat it too with the Long Colt, because we can throw it out when we need it and then still get it back into our hand and save up for the second copy.
There's
So
Act of Desperation.
definitely-
I think the other two
This is
might
not
be,
organized at all.
I think your other Acts of Desperation might be like in one of your decks or
Oh,
something.
no.
I only saw one in here.
Oh,
That's
well,
okay.
I'll throw in. One is probably good.
One is
actually.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one is
yeah.
fine. We could put in Daring Maneuver so that we can more reliably get the Derringer's bonus, but I don't know if that's really the only card in the deck that needs it, so maybe not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I would agree with that.
Let's see. We could put in his agility's not great, but we could put in Cheap Shot just to help evade things because he
Yeah.
can't normally really evade.
Yeah.
Let's put that one up on the screen so people can see it.
What's your how many skill cards do you typically look for?
Skill
in a
cards,
deck?
generally,
deck.
I would only put in maybe 5-ish,
Yeah.
4 to 6, somewhere in that range.
Yep.
It depends on the investigator, though. Again, if you're running really light on resources, you want more skill cards because they're free. Or if you're like Silas or someone who uses skill cards, better, like Min, then you'd maybe put in upwards of 10.
Right, of course. There are specialized investigators. I think 2 unexpected courage is just a shoe-in.
Yeah, that's just
that,
gravy.
That seems great.
Yep.
I would look at probably using some of these, the series of skill cards where you get 4 of the icon, but you can only use it if your sanity is low.
Sure,
because that works
sanity
really
is-
good with Tony.
Yeah, I could see that. Now, the question is, do we use that to shore up his weaknesses?
Right, or improve on his strength.
I don't think we need more combat.
I don't think so
either. But I would maybe put in like a desperate search
Yeah,
if you really need a clue.
a desperate search.
Yeah. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Maybe
I like that.
the willpower one too.
Yeah, say your prayers.
Yeah,
I was kind of leaning
yeah.
towards that.
I like that. We're gonna have way more than 30
Than
cards.
30
But
cards?
that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
let
editing
me-
is for.
Yeah, exactly. Slam cut, and we're done. What else? So as far as rogue events, we've got. Is this a multiplayer deck or a solo deck?
Yeah, that's an important question.
Yeah. Because if it's a multiplayer deck, we can throw "you handle this one" in to shove.
Right, and if it's a solo
bad
deck, we
cards
need
to other
Lone
people.
Wolf for sure.
He's pretty well rounded though, so I'm gonna put this one back. We could put in coup de grace
Okay.
to help finish off an enemy and draw a card.
Yeah,
That could be kind of neat.
I could
And
see
then
that.
what's cool about that is if we have the Crystallizer out, we can then later commit it for double combat.
yeah.
Which is awesome.
Oh, what do you think about like improvised weapon from Survivor?
I think that would be fine, but I'd rather see winging it to help
Oh, good
get
call.
clues.
Good call.
Because he's got the weapons. I would use improvised weapon in a character who's not got a lot of weapons.
Sure, or maybe a look what I found.
That would also be, one or the other, I'd say. Maybe not
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Or maybe both. Yeah.
Or look what I found. Oh, there it is.
If we have... So the one good thing about look what I found over winging it is double intellect icons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that works better with the
I
Crystallizer
agree.
since we're going down that
I
path.
agree. So let's put the winging it back.
Let's how many Survivor cards do we have now? 2, 4, 6, 7.
7 out of our 10.
So we can take 3 more.
Right. We can also throw in... Oh, I can't spoil that one. That's from the next pack.
You could probably spoil that. It'd be fine. Do it.
I'm not gonna do it without. Yeah. Oh boy. Woo.
Just taunting
It's fine.
everyone.
It's fine. It'll be fine. What else would be good? So skill card wise, we could throw in cunning because he's probably gonna have the resources to take advantage of it,
Yeah. Yep. I like cunning.
and / or quick thinking to kill something and get a bonus action, possibly. I'll just put these in as maybes. And
Let's
what
see.
else?
Um.
If we think he's going to have the money, we could also throw in intel report or decoy, or swift reflexes, all of which are expensive cards that he'll probably be able to pay for, and all have double icons,
Yeah.
which is pretty great.
Yeah, I like all of those. I think maybe resourceful as well to maybe get back one of these
Yeah, hadn't thought
Survivor
about
cards.
that. I could see that.
I like that guy.
Yeah. Too bad Lucky doesn't have any icons.
Yeah, well, can you even imagine if it had icons?
Well,
plus a wild icon.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Okay, here's a thought.
Hit me
What
with your best shot.
What if we put in oops?
I looked at that card. I was thinking that.
He's not gonna,
But-
so he's not gonna fail very often.
Right.
Right.
That was my
But just when he does fail, it'd be nice to maybe, if you have multiple enemies, hit something else, and then you can also just use it later for its double icons.
Right. I
don't
mean,
know.
you're gonna draw the auto fail at some point. You know, like.
I mean, knowing me, I'll fail
Probably
whenever
not.
I want to succeed, and succeed whenever I want to fail. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does have 2 combat icons as well. I like that.
that's true. Yeah.
Do you
Actually, no. I changed my mind.
Okay. What you got?
Perseverance.
Ooh,
Perseverance
yeah.
would be great.
Yep, good call.
'Cause
Good call.
I think we could put in Perseverance instead of the Smoking Pipe and Liquid Courage, to be honest. Because it's an event, it's going to get that double will icon on the
Yep,
Crystallizer. and it's going to save his life.
For sure.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
Okay,
that. And if we
cool.
put in 2 of those, that should bring us up to 10 survivor cards.
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And we can recur it with Resourceful.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. The only other thing I want to bring up with Survivor is we could swap out Lucky, I know, for Live and Learn, which is a similar card,
Yep.
but it has a wild icon.
It does have a wild icon. Yeah.
I mean, so the downside to this is you still have to resolve all of the effects of the failed
Yeah, you
test.
still get
So
all
I
the
punch
bad
you with
stuff.
my knuckle dusters, I miss, I get retaliated upon,
Right.
then I punch again with +2.
Yeah.
So I could see it going either way.
I'd lean towards Lucky personally.
One of each?
Sure.
All right,
We'll
one
split
of
it.
each.
We'll split
yeah,
it.
split the difference. Okay, cool. So let's put all these ones back. I'm gonna have to resort my entire collection later.
Yeah. We're just
It's
your collection
fine.
will just be in
It's
shambles.
fine. So put all the Survivor cards back because that's it for Survivor cards.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Got our
so that's
Survivor
10
cards.
cards. Let me take a look at this mess.
Let's
that I made.
let's look at our quantities here.
Yeah.
Of kind of what we got here. We got skill
the-
cards over here.
The Guardian of the Crystallizer doesn't count.
Does not count.
So we've got
Guys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rogue assets.
All right.
Because we're not counting these currently.
Yep. Got some events here.
And
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Um,
Tony's cards up here.
here's all the rogue events were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're actually at 30. We're at exactly 30, I think.
Exactly 30.
I think so.
So
It's
7.
12. Oh, would it be?
Oh, we didn't count any of these
we
cards.
didn't count these ones.
Okay.
No, I counted the 10 Survivor. I didn't count the 4 neutral.
Oh, okay.
So
So
we're
we're
4
34.
over. We're
All right,
4 over.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
right.
So we'll cut like 4 cards.
I don't think we need all of these skill cards.
I was gonna say we have a lot
Yeah.
of skill cards right
Yeah.
now.
I would say
We got all of these.
run maybe a bunch of one-ofs of these. So maybe cut one of
Cut
these.
one of these.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Oh, but then we're only running 9 Survivor cards.
that's fine.
It's not optimal.
That leaves space for the level 1
Oh,
Survivor
that's-
card
all
that
right.
we're gonna buy
Okay,
after the
all right,
first
good,
scenario.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
We could even maybe cut an unexpected courage. I want to whittle down these skills because
I
we're
agree.
getting double use out of all of our events.
Yeah, I agree. I think that
Theoretically.
this is definitely the place where we can cut.
Okay.
We definitely want to keep resourceful.
I think
would
so.
say.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I like these.
Yep.
I like what we've done here with the desperate skills and the perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not like healing our horror. We're letting it go down to like 3 or less.
Yeah.
And then when we would die, we're
Right,
playing perseverance
exactly.
to save our lives.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
like these
That's
a lot.
a good combo.
We could maybe cut.
Maybe quick thinking.
Yeah, we could cut quick thinking.
Yeah, and 1 unexpected courage.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's at 6
so we've got
skills.
6 skills. We've got 9 more survivor. Or wait, how many more?
So 7 Survivor events here.
Right. So that's
13.
13.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 6 more is 19. We're still over by 1.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we're over by 1.
How many? Let's see.
We could cut one of those events, but I'd actually rather cut an
I'd
asset.
cut assets
Yeah.
before events, especially with the Crystallizer.
So we've got the two accessory slots. We've got 2 hard knocks. We've got 4 hand slots, 2 ally slots, and then the Tennessee Sour Mash is slotless. We probably don't need 2 of some of these assets.
Yeah, I was looking at maybe cutting 1 hard knocks.
I could go for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you get the second one, it's not doing you anything. Really,
Exactly.
except for the icons.
Yep.
Sweet. So we've got
All right.
all of these. Let me
Let's,
just do another count just to make
yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Are we gonna post this this deck list anywhere?
Maybe
Yeah.
should we post this?
Do you guys want
list
that?
somewhere? Yeah, let us know if you would like to see this posted. We'll post it somewhere.
8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30.
Perfect. Right on topic. All right, so let's our bonded cards over here.
Yep.
Let's like lay this out so people can see it nicely.
Yeah.
So we got Tony with his signature cards here. All right, so these are all the assets up top. And defense and skills here. You want to like? I'm just gonna sort these by cost. I think.
Yeah.
So we got.
But typically, I would put maybe slightly more thought into a deck when I'm not live.
Right. Right.
But actually, not that much more. Knowing me.
Slightly more, but not too much.
Yeah.
More. So what are like when you build a deck? Do you typically want to? We discussed this a little bit, but do you typically want to just lean in as hard as possible to your investigator's strengths, or do you want to try and play to counter their weaknesses more?
I think that's a question
Or
with
is it a
no right
proportion?
answer. I think that's definitely a question that just depends on the group that you're playing with, and I think it's more important that you just have a plan, right? So if I'm playing a Tony Morgan that's all about combat, the most important thing is I just let my teammates know, hey guys, I'm not going to be good at anything but combat.
Right. Right.
And then they can shore up that weakness in their decks. So you can run a bunch of really highly specialized investigators. Or you could all try to branch out and all kind of be better at everything. That way, if you're separated or if the scenario demands it, you can all do whatever you need to do at any given moment.
And then obviously,
But I don't think there's a right answer.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you're playing solo, then you need to make sure that your investigator can.
At least do like the bare minimum.
Are there certain investigators that you would say are just like this one is more of like a multiplayer investigator, this one is or it's hard to play solo with this one?
Yeah, I mean all of the investigators are playable in any mode for sure. That's something that we make sure. But there are definitely some investigators that are more geared for multiplayer and some that are more geared for solo. So like I would pin Min as a support character.
Right.
She's better with more players. The more players, the better Min is.
Yeah, or like Carolyn, the psychologist,
yes,
right?
Yeah. Carolyn is also, I would say, better in multiplayer, although she's actually pretty decent in solo as well. But then there's some investigators who really shine, I think, in solo play. Jenny is one that I would pin as a good solo investigator because she can really do whatever she needs to do at any moment.
Yeah.
And she can just like throw Lone Wolf in there and get 3 resources per turn, which is awesome. But yeah, anyone who's got like a well-rounded stat line and good deck building is a good solo investigator.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you a couple of questions for you from the chat that people are asking? Do you have any pet cards that you always include?
I would say I have pet cards in like every faction. So it's hard for me to say off the top of my head which are my pet cards, but there are some playstyles that I really love. I love the Survivor fail to win playstyle.
I know, it's so good.
Every Survivor deck that I build, I always throw like 2 copies of Live and Learn, 2 copies of Take Heart, 2 copies of or 1 copy of each of the If You Fail cards. Like look what I found. I even throw like Oops and Dumb Luck in there as well usually. That's usually a lot of fun, especially when you're playing as Calvin, someone who just starts with no skills, and you're just like, well, I don't care, I'll just fail.
Yeah.
Get benefits.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I wouldn't say I have pet cards, but I definitely have pet tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thematic card?
I'll see you in hell. That's probably my favorite thematic card. Yeah. That card's so just such a flavor win. I love it.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is like Let's Get Out of Here, whatever that card is called. The one where you just like, I'm out of here. Just resign.
You know what? Sorry, everyone.
That's like my favorite little like packet of cards is like the rogue like mess with the people you're playing with, where you're like, you deal with this now. You handle this.
I think You Handle This one's probably my favorite art description that I've ever written. Like at this job ever. It's just like an investigator enjoying a smoke while his friend is definitely dying.
It's perfect.
That's a pretty great one.
Do you have what's your favorite campaign and why?
That's a toughie. I'm gonna do the cheeky answer and say the Dream Eaters, which I know you're gonna think, well, obviously he's gonna say that because that's what he's here to promote. But no, I really, really love this campaign.
It looks great.
It's my favorite subject matter. Well, I would say like maybe the King in Yellow is my favorite subject matter, but I've really fallen in love with the Dreamlands the more I've like researched for it in preparation of this campaign.
Yeah.
And it introduces some of my favorite characters that we've ever written for the LCG, including my for sure favorite character in like anything that I've ever written.
Nice.
So I'm really excited to see people dig into the Dream Eaters. It's got a really cool campaign format too. It's just a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you scream when you draw the auto fail?
I don't think I scream anything. I think I just nod and go, "Yep." Yep. That's pretty much. That's just how it goes.
All right.
Sometimes I'm thankful
When you
I'm
drop
doing
the
really
outfit?
well and I put
Oh,
the
yeah,
auto
when you're like-
when I'm playtesting and then I'm like, okay, good.
Good,
I was
good.
doing so good.
This is balanced. This is balanced.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Well.
some YouTube questions.
Oh yeah.
Yep. What is your favorite mechanic or theme of cards that we've seen so far?
Mechanic or theme? I really like the bonded cards. I know that's another cheeky answer because it's the new thing, but
Right,
I
right.
love. There's so many design opportunities with bonded cards that they can really do anything. And the ones that we're seeing in the next pack of the Circle Undone are sort of like the bare minimum of what they can do. And I hope that the Crystallizer shows that mechanic is so versatile. It can
Right.
really do any number of different things. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully people enjoy that. I know there's going to be a lot of different stuff coming out. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be sweet.
yeah.
Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us here today. This was really fun. I think we're ready to go out and I don't know, like kill some ghosts if we do Circle Undone or
Are
something
we
like
gonna
that.
are we gonna use this deck in a live stream later and lose horribly?
Ooh, that's a good call. We should take a picture of this so that
Okay.
we have it for later.
I'll just keep it. I'll
And you're
keep it
going on
together.
like a ghost hunt tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see any actual ghosts.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't happen.
Yeah, that'd be really bad.
All right. So thank you for watching. We stream new content Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure that you subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified whenever we post new things. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join us next Tuesday at 1 p.m. This will be our last live stream of July. We're going to be showing some Star Wars Armada Rebellion in the Rim, which is the new campaign for Armada, which will be super cool. And then we're on break until July 31st. We come back. We're streaming the in-flight report from Gen Con, which is going to be
nice.
awesome.
That's gonna be cool. Definitely catch that.
Yeah, definitely catch that. We do not have news specifically for Arkham Horror, the card game, in the in-flight report, but people will have a chance to ask questions, and there will be all that as well. So make sure you tune in and catch that, as well as announcements for tons of other awesome games.
Yeah.
And then we're streaming the Vault Tour for Keyforge
nice.
right after that. So lots of stuff for Gen Con coming up, and that's it for now. We'll see you guys next time.